Hello, welcome to Outrageous You Fitness. I'm Lisa Shaw. Americans struggle with so many diseases: cancer, diabetes, heart disease. Well, 16 million people, over 16 million people, struggle with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. What is that? It's when your lungs, when air gets trapped into the lungs from not getting that elasticity. When the air is not filtrating, the lungs are not able to move. And resulting from that, patients get so tight in their chest area, their shoulders, their neck, from the constant struggle to try to get breath into their lungs. And it's not just COPD patients that struggle with getting that oxygen flow. We see it even in patients with scoliosis. In fact, it's pretty common everywhere, because when you think of people looking down at their phones and their computers and they're in cars, we're down all the time instead of being open the way that we're supposed to be. In fact, standing in our natural anatomical position where our shoulders are back and everything is upright, pulled up, where that oxygen can come through. And I'd like to share a few things that we can do every day just to create that oxygen. When you've got oxygen flowing into your lungs, it creates blood flow, circulation, which means less pain, better sleep, stronger heart, stronger body, and just to have more flow and mobility in your life. And who but better to tell us is Joseph Pilates himself. He struggled from childhood with asthma, emphysema, and he studied his whole life creating new movements to help, which is world known in our medical field. You can look it up in Science Direct, WebMD, you'll find all kinds of sciences to back that up. But I would like to show you and help you to learn just some new practical things that you can do every day. All you need is a mat and a band, or you can even use a towel, just anything around. If you don't have a mat, you could use the floor. So we're gonna come on down, and I wanna talk to you about the breath. Because a lot of us are creating these short, shallow breaths, which is not going into the lungs. It's not allowing that elasticity to go into the lungs with those short, shallow breaths, and that's what happens in COPD. You get hyperinflation, where it's getting trapped and the air is getting stuck. We want to create that flow and that movement by learning to do rib breathing. You think about your rib cage, which houses the lungs. Our lungs are down here, and our diaphragm and our lungs are up here. So we want to create that breath. So start with laying down, putting your feet flat on the floor. And I want you to put your hands on your rib cage. And imagining the move is a 360 move all around the body. And the rib cage that opens and expands where all those organs are, giving it some space, some movement, elasticity. So we're gonna breathe in through our nose, which is that whole natural filtration process. That breath is going through the nose, down the mouth, down the throat, into the lungs, and then we're deep in through our nose. And then we're gonna blow that air out like you're blowing bubbles. And watching my rib cage, we want to put our hands up, imagining butterfly wings opening up. So we're taking that deep breath into our nose, and then blowing out, tightening it. And just practicing this move several times throughout the day, just to learn to recreate getting that oxygen, getting that flow and that movement. But we also want to develop our whole stabilizing muscles, that trunk, that pelvic floor, your transverse abdomen. And this is the air, and just a simple move. Doing this across over, feet flat on the floor, coming up, taking that breath, and then in with that breath. And this move, you're creating that open chest, and that's what we want to do. We want to create openness, creating that oxygen into the rib cage, openness in that chest. And it's in and in and another great move that Joseph Pilates created, which he called the internal shower, getting that oxygen moving throughout that whole body, getting that oxygen to the bloodstream, getting all those cells circulating and moving. And then you can do this in a progression. You can start with your feet flat on the floor, and if your neck is tight, your shoulders are tight, you can keep your head on the ground, and you're gonna pump. And it's in deep inhale with a breath of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna do a pattern of this for 10 times, and that's deep in through the nose, and then you're blowing it out. And this move can progress chin to chest, knees up. You can even progress it out in your legs up. And doing this at least once a day. And just to create that open flow. And another one, because we want to create that open chest, is you can come to your knees, and you can take your towel and you can take your band, and we're going to do chest expansion. Just put it tight against your thighs, and we're just going to pump those arms back, opening that chest, working those small muscles down your back, down on your spine, opening that chest, in with that breath, and out. And in, and out. And you can also do this standing and make it even tighter. So thank you for joining me, and just to practice these few moves to create that flow and mobility back into your life. Thank you.